Benders postgame begins now, presented by InsideTheRink.com, the Inside the Rink podcast network. Go there for Bruins content. Get some Benders merch. Click the thumbs up and subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Post games are now available on all platforms. The morning after, get your minty, so fresh and so clean shirt. The merch shop.
You knew producer Connor was throwing that thing up there. You knew.
Oh my goodness!
And if you didn't know, you haven't been paying attention.
No, man. Wow, the Bruins. Boy, it didn't look good for a while. It looked like same old road game. The Bruins kind of battled through some adversity, like they've done here and there. And they play hard. They can be resilient at times, game to game, as we said. They needed a road win badly. You had to feel like there was going to be one coming eventually. Capitals kind of right for the taking. They're behind you in the standings. And the Bruins just dig out a shootout win somehow, some way, and prolong the inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, look, it took them until the 9th round, but they finally got a road win.
God, that was torture.
Finally got a road win. Post after post after post from both sides. And, Swayman played unbelievable today. One goal through a flash screen from Peeke that he never saw. The Caps' first goal. And then the second goal is tipped in by Elias Lindholm. So he did score a goal today, 5-on-5.
He did.
Just happened to be for the wrong team.
Yep.
And, people have brought it up. Look, they switched the lines up today, finally. It didn't really generate much difference, I didn't think. I mean, the Pastrnak, Geekie, Fraser Mint line, before this game, had played 40 minutes together total all year long. So not a lot of chemistry there. And it looked like Pasta's fighting through something. Like he's clearly not. 100%.
Clearly not. It's full speed.
Geekie got a shot block early in the game, so I don't think he was at 100%. And Fraser Minton's trying to hold that thing together with duct tape and chewing gum.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elias Lindholm's line was awful most of the day. And you might have to see this guy. You might have to see this guy have a seat, like take a little break, give him a mental reset, like they did with Casey Middlestat.
Mm-hmm.
Just put him on the lineup. Mm-hmm. Like give him a break. He knows he hasn't been good enough. Everybody knows he hasn't been good enough, and try to get him going in the right direction, because they're going to need him. Look, they're going to need him. Mm-hmm. Win faceoffs and kill penalties and do all that thing. Can he score goals and contribute offensively? I don't think so. But they need a solid 200-foot guy. Play well in his own zone. Don't get scored on when you're out there, and figure that thing out. So I think it's time for him to watch a few games at this point in time.
Yeah, I think that's the next step. I mean, Sturm finally came out and said he has to be better. So we've been saying that for a while. Since we signed him.
Everybody else now, because that's, sorry to interrupt you, but everybody else now, because Sturm's finally said it, is
now they can say it.
Everybody else now is like, oh, so Elias Lindholm needs to be better. Well, where was this? Where was this fucking 3 months ago, 4 months ago, the beginning of the season, last year? I mean, where was it then? But now, because Sturm actually, mentions it, now it's, open season. So everybody's okay to give Elias Lindholm a little shit now.
How sad? I mean, how sad is that? Like, they have to wait for the team to criticize themselves before they can criticize them.
I mean, if you have eyes, you know.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. And I like, and now everybody's on board. Even Mark Messier. Mark Messier was like kind of, up and down him. And you don't see Mark Messier as like a fucking, a fucking, he's comatose half the time. And he finally comes out with some passion talking about Elias Lindholm and how he's never been a top line center. That's what he said. Never been a top line center. He's a 50-point guy. Yeah. He's overpaid.
Yeah.
Everything you said when they signed him.
Has Mark Messier been watching the show?
Maybe
through osmosis. When I saw him at the Stadium Series, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the show now.
Yeah.
But I was sitting near him in the media luncheon there. I was sitting at the table next to him. Maybe he was just like, yeah, I'm going to take care of you.
He said, hey, I think that's Smitty. I think
that's Smitty.
He must have told like Wayne Gretzky, hey,
he's got, He's got good takes. I'm gonna watch his show and steal his takes.
Do you think he'll talk to me?
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna get a little bit better as analysis because he listens to you.
He should. We should go into consulting. We should consult the national media on how to actually fucking behave during pre and post games.
I am 100% on board with you. So the Bruins, they fall behind 1-0. And then they come back to tie. And Charlie McAvoy, it was a big boy game. And he came out and he was talking about Sturm. There was an article about Sturm and his influence. And we'll talk a little bit more about it Wednesday. But I think that it kind of shows you where the players are nowadays. They want coaches to respect them. They want coaches to be not so hard. And it's more of a we thing with them. And I mean, it's a sign of society. It's a sign of how things go now. And now it's at the pro level. You saw it at youth levels all the way up. Now it's at the pro level, and that's fine. And that's kind of the way you have to coach now. And I just don't understand. Like, he's direct, but he's not direct in a Cassidy way where he's direct, but he's kind of talking down to you. Like, he's direct, but he's telling you this is what you need to do. This and that's it. There's no other stuff like, that's a shitty play, Brandon Carlo. This is how you do it. Instead, he just says, hey, this is how you do it. So, we talked about the influence. I think that's been good for the team. But like we've said a million times, there's a window of time where you, as a coach, where you're kind of on borrowed time from the time you start, and there's a short window of time when you have the player's ear, and then it kind of tends to fade. So, but I think that McAvoy had good insight on how Sturm treats them and talks to them and coaches them, and that's part of the reason why I think Sturm's done a good job. I don't think he'll win Jack Adams. I think you have to give it to Lindsey Ruff, but
sure.
I think he's done a pretty good job with the team throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, he has. He has done a good job, and it was interesting to see because McAvoy was saying too that he wants to be corrected. Like, he doesn't want to keep making the same mistakes, and I think Montgomery, I don't think did that at all. I don't think he corrected players. I think he was just like, we'll get it next time, or it wasn't really a direct, this is what we need you to improve on kind of a thing. It was like, or it would either be a general statement like you got to be better, or it's nothing at all. And players, and especially really good players, want to be coached, and they want to be coached hard. They want people to tell them what their mistakes are so they can get better. And I think Monty, like we've said all along, he was more of a best friend. He was more of the guy you go to when the head coach is coming down hard on you.
Right.
He's not the guy to do that. I don't think that makes him a great head coach. Can he coach offense? Probably. But I don't know if he's a great leader as far as being the head coach of a hockey team. I just don't think that's the case. And I think they got a change with Sturm, a more direct guy, a guy who's willing to tell them where their mistakes are, but also like, this is how we're going to fix it, and we're going to do it together, which is, like you said, kind of what you have to do with today's athlete.
You do. And and I think it's good for them. Like, you can't, how many coaches can you go through? McAvoy's playing for his fourth coach. It's time to settle in and have some direction and and keep the program moving forward. So the Capitals score to make it 2-1 in the third, and you're thinking, here we go. And look, the offense is for the most part struggling. You had McAvoy with a couple of goals today, a slap shot, and then a nice tip. But for the most part, the offense is struggling the way we thought they would, especially now where it's getting tighter, more defensive. Teams are trying to get as many points as they can. And the power play, which is, top 5, which is pretty good for much of the year, is now in a shambles. What was it, 3 for its last 30? Like, it just doesn't seem to be any real continuity to it, any fluidity to it. A lot of fumbling the puck, a lot of not shooting the puck. How many times? There was a sequence when a couple of times when Pastrnak had the puck like in the slot, like you need to shoot that, and then try to defer to Geekie on the left side for that tough angle one-timer, yeah, it might go in once in a while, but I want Pastrnak shooting it from the slot right there.
Yeah, of course you do. Look, they're making bad decisions with the puck or bad execution with the puck. Like, for example, there's a couple of them I can think of right off the top of my head. It's the 5-on-3. Bruins win the face-off and Pasta has it along the left wing boards, and he's fucking around with it.
Yeah.
And gets pressured. Like, he had outlets down low and up high, and he fucks around with it, and they lose possession on the 5-on-3 that you only had for 35 seconds. So that pretty much wasted the entire 5-on-3. Mm-hmm. If you pass the puck to someone else, I fucking promise you that they will give it back to you, David. I promise you they will give it back to you. Make a pass to gain possession and then set the thing up. Don't try to make a play right away. Pass it to the open guy so you can set the fucking thing up. It's a 5-on-3. You need possession of the puck in the offensive zone. And then the other one, goddamn Elias Lindholm out there on the first power play. The puck comes to him up high in the middle, and he's passing to the right wing circle to pass to Pastrnak, and the pass is like 3 feet in front of him. Like, if you can't complete a simple tape to tape on the power play when it's a 5-on-4 and there's guys wide open, then what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Like, you can't be out there if you can't do that.
Right.
So to me, that's why one of the reasons I think he needs to sit, because the power play was the one place where he was actually effective to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. And now he can't even do that thing.
No.
So if he can't do that, what good is he?
No.
You know what I mean? What good is he?
I mean, Lindholm's PP1 still. Like,
yeah, it's got to be. You got to put Mint in there now.
Yeah, put Mint in there now. Yeah, I mean, it can't be any worse than it is. Like, if you're gonna drop Elias Lindholm down and make some sort of statement, you got to do the whole thing. You got to just drop him down. You just got to say, this is what your responsibility is. Third line center. Do what you do well, and then maybe start to figure it out. Or, like you said, at this point, getting closer and closer to just, you know what, ninth floor. Like, just
I think it's a times. Yeah, I mean, I think it's time. I think it's time to give him a game on the ninth floor because, you know, I'm sure it will take some time because Sturm is slow to make adjustments with that kind of stuff. Yeah. But, you know, give him a few games here on the third line. If he can right the ship, great. But if not, I think it's time for him to watch. I think it's time for him to watch.
It is. Go ahead, Connor.
I do think that this whole drama around Elias Lindholm and his place in the roster over the last couple days is interesting and something to watch, specifically for Marco Sturm, because he pulled him back to the third line and promoted Mitten at the end of the last game. And then he threw complete cold water all over it in the media the very next day and said, you know, we're not demoting him, blah, 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 blah. Well, now today you did exactly what you said you weren't going to do. So what is it?
Yeah, I wonder if
you're doing it or you're not.
Coy. I wonder if he's just trying to be coy with the media and not tip his hand about what the lines were going to be. Is all I think that was. Maybe not. But you know, it does. Like, if you're saying one thing in the media and doing something else, you know, that doesn't bode well for, you know, having buy-in from the players, because at some point you're going to lose some guys if you keep doing that. So
yeah, you are. And I think, I mean, you can debate the whole losing guys thing and what that means, everything. I think Sturm's done a pretty good job of holding people accountable, like Middlestat, like Lohrei, like Swayman at one point, trying to hold people accountable without completely crushing everything. Like, hey, this a couple nights off until, I mean, Lohrei had 4 scratches in a row. And then he comes in and he's played pretty well since. Like, he's had a couple of, you know, a few bad, you know, kind of not so great or bad ones, but for the most part, he's been pretty good. So, and he seems to be settling in. But yeah, I mean, the power play has to be a little bit better, of course, back to where it was. And I'm not sure what's happening there. And then the shootout, like, I'm a big proponent of let's go 10-minute overtime. I don't want to see any more shootouts. I don't want to see any more. And today's a perfect example. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see it. It was a neat concept because people loved penalty shots, but penalty shots are different. It's like an exciting part of the game. Like, it never happens. And when it happens, crowd's on its feet. Let's go and, you know, make or miss. But in the shootout, it's becoming this like complete fart. and people are sitting on their hands, just like, he's not going to score. They go 9 rounds, whatever it is, no one's scoring, and it's just like after a while, you just think we don't want to do this anymore. 10-minute overtime, and then call it a tie. Like, just call it a tie.
I mean,
we used to have ties. What the fuck's the problem?
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
Call it a tie.
Well, part of it too, I think, is that you get the same amount of points for a shootout win or an overtime win that you get for a regulation win, which shouldn't be the case.
No,
it shouldn't. That shouldn't be what happens.
You should get the point if at the end of the game, if there's a tie, each should get a point.
I think they should change it to regulation wins a 3-point or worth 3 points. Then you don't.
That's true too.
Then you don't have teams at the end of regulation playing for overtime. It's
terrific.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So make teams have to fucking battle their asses off. You get 3. Go towards the end, and then if it goes into overtime, and I think the loser shouldn't get a point at all.
No,
is what I think.
No.
So you make teams try like hell in overtime, and then if you don't win, you don't get anything for it. That's the way it goes.
The loser point is just a mind-blowingly stupid concept. You lost the game.
Yeah.
You don't deserve anything. You lost the game. So and if you need to go 3 points, do whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But it's just whoever wins the game wins the game. That's it. You get the points. The other team doesn't. It's stupid. And I hate it. I hate this shootout now. It's like, it's such a letdown. And tonight it was a weird, you'll hardly ever see this where it goes 4-on-4. It never goes 3-on-3.
Yeah.
It never goes 3-on-3 the whole time, which is odd. That doesn't happen much.
No.
But there was no whistle for friggin' all that time.
Yeah.
And you end up getting 4-on-3 to 4-on-4 the whole time. And that's not advantageous to the Bruins. It seems to be that they're decent 3-on-3. Now, they've won a lot of overtime games 3-on-3 over the past few years or whatever.
Yeah.
But when it's 4-on-4, and of course their power play stinks, so 4-on-3 is not better either. So, but getting back to Lindholm, I think that Sturm understands that he's not what he's not.
Yeah.
What you think he is.
Right.
And now this is the first little sign that maybe they're going to have to start thinking about what we said. What are we going to do with this contract? What does this look like? I think the alarms are starting to go off.
I hope they are. I mean, it's a little bit late because they signed him to a very long contract that they shouldn't have signed him to. So, I mean, there's that, first of all. I mean, buyer's remorse, whatever.
Yeah.
After a year and a half, that's not great.
No.
So it's a bad contract. And now you got to either try to get out from under that thing or you hope the player gives you something more. I mean, Sweeney seemed to think that Elias Lindholm was going to have a great year this year. Like he thought
he would settle in and have a much better year.
First year you settle in, new surroundings, talking all this shit about like, he's new to the city and like,
yeah.
I mean, the players playing the NHL, like they've traveled around, they've been a lot of places. Like I understand that he has to move his family and there's logistics to that, but what does that take? A month? So that should have been taken care of last year. It doesn't have anything to do with where he lives in the North End or if his kids or his dog are here or what schools his kids are in or any of that. It's his play on the ice and it's not good enough. And you signed a guy like Mark Messier said, copying me, but like he said, is a 50-point third line center. Like he's not a first line center, never was. And so what do you do with the guy now? You got to figure out a way out from underneath that thing, I think, and sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle. It's 5 more years of it. So I don't know what happens. Maybe as the cap goes up, you can settle him into third line and not feel so bad about it that you're spending that kind of money. But right now, it's a lot of money for a guy that just doesn't offer you much 5-on-5. So, the Bruins have 80 points. Montreal with 82. So you're only 2 points behind Montreal. You have a game with them Tuesday night. Montreal plays the Sharks tonight. You play the Devils Monday. This Tuesday night game is enormous, and it's in Montreal. And Detroit has a couple injuries. Dylan locking out a couple weeks. So you're in a spot here where if you can just continue to kind of grind out road wins, then you might be able to kind of stay in it for a bit. But this back-to-back here, Devils, Canadians, is really big.
It's huge. You hopped over Detroit too, and like you said, they're dealing with a couple injuries down the middle. They lost someone else, I think. I saw
they lost somebody else too.
That's going to be out at least a week, I think they said. Yeah. So Detroit's dealing with some stuff. Ottawa's starting to get hot a little bit. Allmark had a shutout. Yeah. So, they're kind of lingering there. Mm-hmm. So there's still a couple teams that are chasing you, but you have a chance here, against Jersey, who's had kind of a down year, and against Montreal, who are right with you in the standings, to be able to put a little distance between you and the teams behind you.
Yeah, and then at the end of this game here, Hampus Lindholm takes that penalty where they get split. The defensemen get split, and I'm thinking to myself, this is where the beginning of the end happens, on a Hampus Lindholm penalty, because he can't pivot and stop the guy from slipping.
Just doesn't have the foot speed.
He just doesn't have it at that pace anymore. Like, is he he's still a decent player? Of course, he's still a decent player, but you can't play him 22, 23, 24 minutes anymore, I just don't think you can do it. Now, if he goes in the offseason and really works at it and puts himself in the greatest shape of his life, and, maybe he's not completely washed, but I'll tell you, he has had a ton of penalties, minor penalties, just like that. Holding, tripping, hooking, and he's having a hard time keeping up with some of the speed of the game, especially when they're coming at him. And in that case there, I just thought, here it is. Like, they're going to score a late power play goal because Hampus Lindholm had a 2-minute minor again. And it just doesn't – both Lindholms have to be decided on.
Yeah, they do. They do. Do you think, and I don't know whether this is true or not, do you think that he's still kind of recovering from the knee injury? Do you think we need to give him like a full off season to see if he can regain kind of his form that he had a couple of years ago?
Well, I think that we kind of have to. I think that it's a possibility, because that injury like ended Kevin Miller. Like,
yeah, sure,
it's a pretty significant injury.
It is.
So yeah, I think that we should probably give it some time and see if in an off season he can, either get the rest or the rehab, whatever it is, to try to get a little bit better and try to get that thing stronger. Maybe some of it is he doesn't, he's not completely trusting in it too. That could be some of it. We don't know what kind of soreness he has, what kind of recovery time he needs to have. We don't know if on a back-to-back he feels like crap the second one. We don't know. We don't know how he feels. So maybe after 3 months, could be 4 months of off season, maybe he can kind of get that thing right or better, and come into the season next year a little bit more ready to go. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. But right now he just looks like, and I think some of the team is kind of crawling the finish line. I mean, you can see that the schedule's been a bitch.
Yeah.
They play harder. They have to play as hard as they can every night to win. So I think that a lot of that's catching up to them. I do. Connor,
go ahead.
With the Lindholm age and the injury, do you think he eventually becomes somebody that just doesn't finish out his contract and becomes an LTIR candidate every year for the Bruins?
I mean, it's possibility. If the knee thing is like a chronic thing, if it keeps flaring up and costing him games, and he can never get the thing right. That's what happened with Kevin Miller. He could never get the thing right. Like, it was constantly an issue after he heard it. So we'll see. Go
ahead.
We'll see how Lindholm, kind of handles this. If, he's kind of washed or on the way there, or if he's still dealing with kind of effects of that injury. Can he come back next year and be more like the player he was a few years ago when he was playing, upwards of 20 minutes, and he was a good two-way defenseman, could do a little of everything, and was really valuable to the Bruins. But right now, he's almost a detriment. Like, he's constantly taking penalties. He doesn't have the foot speed. He's not particularly physical, and he's not giving you anything offensively. So where are we at with him? It hasn't been great, and he's been pretty good with Mason Lohrei, but honestly, I think Mason Lohrei of the two has been the better player. As much as I've shit on Mason Lohrei earlier in the season, he's really kind of turned his game around here in the last, month or so, and been pretty good. So, if you're looking to get a left shot defenseman off your hockey team right now, I think I'm picking Hampus instead of Mason.
I might be, I might, as far as consistently, I think that Lohrei the last 6-8 weeks of hockey, I think has been decent. He has improved. He has, maybe he's getting more comfortable in the system. Maybe the way Sturm is coaching him is helping him. Maybe he's just finding his way. He's played a little less minutes. He's not on the top pairing. He just, maybe he's kind of finding his way. Maybe it just took a little bit of time for him. Maybe he just got in a rut with Montgomery. McAvoy, that was the other thing McAvoy talked about, which was what we talked about quite a bit. McAvoy said it. Yes. I was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like we said that. Like this guy just seems all over the place on the ice.
Yeah.
With Montgomery, especially. Like Montgomery just let him do whatever.
Let him go.
And he got that was a habit now. So now he had to kind of be reined in.
Yeah.
And now he's playing much better hockey. I mean, for the most part, he's playing much better hockey. And he is a top. I mean, of course he's a top pair guy. He's a number one defenseman. He's just not like top 5 or 8 in the league, but he's a top pair guy. I mean, he's really good, especially when he's on. And now he's been really, really doing well offensively. Like he's contributing goals and assists, and he's having one of the better point seasons even after missing time. He's having one of the better seasons point wise that he's had. So he's playing well for the most part, and obviously they need him to be really good. But Hampus and Elias are two major decisions you have to start making. And those are two bad contracts. It's like $14.25 million for those two guys. So you have to decide what's happening there. And I don't know if it's that easy to make a decision to fix that problem. I don't think it is. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. So the Bruins and Houston, like they have some holes in the lineup that are starting to show up. They need. The other thing about Hagens is that when Hagens comes back, he could be kind of like the youth that comes in and kind of energizes the group a little bit, depending on how sometimes you bring in a young guy, if draft pick, maybe that gives a team a little bit of energy, and it gives a little bit of boost. Because right now I just feel like even though they won today, they're just kind of dragging a little bit right now.
Yeah, I think Hagens could give them a bump there. Usually the young guys come in and they have a little extra jump and that kind of feeds to their line mates and then the rest of the team. And if he can come in and make some plays and take some of the playmaking burden off of Pastrnak if they happen to play together, I think that can only help, number one, Pastrnak, but number two, hopefully jumpstart the offense a little bit. Because right now, I mean, as much as we've talked about how the Bruins really haven't been a team that's relying on their defense for offense, that's what it's been lately. It's like goals by McAvoy, Lohrei scored the other day. Like the offense from the forwards has really been kind of dried up here in the last few games.
Yes, that's true. And like I said, I want to see Hagens, Minton, Pastrnak when Hagens is ready to go.
There you do. Yeah.
No, I want to see that line. But give me that line for the rest of the year. Just see what you have. See if it has any chance next year. There's really no reason not to. All right. Benders Banter is presented by Evolve ABA. It offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst to adult day programs in residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training in collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs. Wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis? To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or visit evolveaba.net. Victoria says, Minton on the top line. Sweens, are you watching? Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't keep him there. I don't. Matt Curtis, line change from Nutty with the puck at center ice going into the offensive zone. A nice screen from Peeke. Smart hockey. Yeah, I know he loses a stick or snaps it or whatever it is, but you got to I don't know. You got to go in there and throw your body in there and just hope for a whistle or something. Just to leave the ice there was I didn't love it.
No, that's a terrible change.
Yes.
It's a terrible change because he basically let Roy walk all the way in.
Yeah.
Like walk in and just tee one up.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Like at least if he's there without a stick, there's a body in the shooting lane.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a terrible change. And then the flash screen by Peeke, you got to love that. Like I'm chasing the guy to the other side of the net.
Sometimes Peeke just
he does dumb shit. Like if you're gonna cross in front of the goalie, stop and try to block the shot. Don't keep following the guy.
Yeah.
Like he just I don't know. I feel like Peake's hockey IQ is not particularly strong.
Yeah, I think he's had problems with the system early on, and sometimes he gets a little squirrel. I don't know. He just gets a little out of sorts. Pejman says a terrible line change by Nutsack. Swayman has one of the worst fight through screen efforts of any goalie I've ever seen. He's always been a weak, but yeah, it seems like when he loses sight of the puck, whatever, he just he doesn't try. Like he just kind of puts tries to be big on his knees and just kind of stand there. Like
I think that's taught by the coaching staff.
Maybe
to not try to get yourself out of position, trying to find
position. Yes.
And in those situations, like try to stay big in net. The problem is he's not a big guy. Like goalies, a lot of goalies these days are 6'5", 6'6". He's not like that. He's by today's goalie standards, he's a little bit on the smaller side. So those kind of things, those kind of plays are difficult for him, are more difficult for him than a big goalie. And they need the defense to tie up players and sticks, in front of the net so he can see the shots. Usually, if he can see them from that distance, he'll make the save. But seeing the shots is a big problem. That the Bruins face right now.
Yeah. Odyssey says all old injuries: Pastrnak groin, Hampus knee, both hard keeping up with their strides. Elias upper body, probably back, affects stride, but it's most visible in his battles. He has absolutely no leverage. That's another thing. Like I guess it's not talked about enough. Pastrnak kind of has a chronic groin thing.
Yeah,
like he kind of always seems to have that tweaked groin all the time. And of course, now you put in Hampus, and Elias has had back problems. He has.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of wear and it's a lot of wear and tear. It's been a condensed schedule. But look, they just need more from Elias, definitely. And Hampus is right behind him on the bad contract scale right now. And it's just your defense needs a little bit of an overhaul more than I think.
Yeah.
More than you might think it does. Like it needs a little more of an overhaul than you think.
Yeah. And look, the injury thing, you can make an excuse for Pastrnak or Elias Lindholm or Hampus Lindholm or Charlie McAvoy or whoever else you want to. But every team's dealing with this. It's not just the Bruins. The Bruins aren't the only teams that's getting cross-checked in the lower back or, fighting through stuff. Every team is fighting through things. Like it's late in the season. It is a condensed schedule. Every team is dealing with injuries. Every single team. The Bruins have actually been one of the healthier teams for the most part this season. So, yeah, guys are playing through some bumps and bruises and aches and pains, but that's the sport. You have to fucking deal with that and battle through and don't make excuses and still make plays. And that's why the Stanley Cup is the hardest thing in sports to win. Because after you do this kind of a grueling regular season, you go into the playoffs, you play every other night against a team that wants to fucking murder you and send you through the boards, and you have to do it 4 fucking times, 4 7-game series. Like it's fucking grueling.
It is.
And to be able to come out on top after all that is it's a fucking marathon. Like it's remarkably fucking tough.
It is. And I think that's why the Panthers are showing you
like a ton of hockey.
Yeah. Condensed schedule last year, make a run, win it. Won it the year before. Condensed schedule this year, and now guys are starting to get hurt. And
the year before that, weren't they like President's Trophy, or didn't
they won it? Yeah. So they had, what was it? The year they beat the Bruins.
President's Trophy lost in the first round. Then I think they beat you.
Yes,
in the first round when you were the President's Trophy winners,
right?
And then they won it the next
year. Twice in a row.
Yeah,
right. It was long and then condensed schedule on top of it. Mason Lohrei having a solid game defensively this far. Wait, did I just say that since Bruins 1970? Yeah, I mean, he's had some decent. I mean, he's playing decently. I mean, I don't find myself. I mean, it was a point where 6 or 8 times a game, I wanted to lose my mind with him on the ice. Like it was like almost every other shift, he was doing something. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" It's scary, like just. But now I don't seem to say that anymore much about him. Like I seem to think that he makes the right play now, which is growth.
Say he's been playing good, not even just decent, good.
Yeah, it's good, and that's growth. And that's, you know what? He's only 24. Like that's growth. If he's made those strides, maybe he can be a decent player. I just don't know. I mean, do you invest in him? Is he still the type of player you want? Because that was the question.
Yeah,
does he fit the style you want to play on defense? I don't know. And if you have Hampus, Lindholm, and him, kind of redundant.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, to me, he's Hampus Lindholm replacement. Like,
yes.
He would be the guy. Like, if you want to keep a player like that on the team, like keep Lohrei at 24 with some upside, and cut Hampus Lindholm loose.
Yes, I think that's true. Go ahead, Connor.
What really burns my ass is a player that we played today on the Washington Capitals, has been in the eyes of Don Sweeney and management for years, Jacob Chychrun, who Mason Lohrei is 24 years old and Chychrun is 27. A 3-year difference and a massive apparent talent gap and performance gap.
Yeah, Chychrun, I mean, he leads all defensemen in goals. He's been really good. Yeah. You know, we talked about it, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, when, it was possible that he was going to be on the block, and saying that's a type of guy that you should be going after. Still young, offensive talent, kind of coming into his own a little bit after a slow start to his career. And, he's kind of blossomed in Washington there. And, they re-signed him, and he's been really good for them ever since. You hope Lohrei can kind of elevate his game and turn into that. But, he needs to take care of the defensive end first, and then hopefully some of the offensive stuff will come.
I think so. I think that's true. One point about today, Alex Steve's out of the lineup again. Mikey Eyssimont back in, plays 7:25 today.
Didn't they have him first in the shootout after playing 7 minutes?
Did. Yeah, I think it was. Was he first? Yes.
Yes, he was.
After playing 7 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, I think he hit the post, but still,
he did.
Like, Jesus.
Well, there were 5 or 6 posts in that shootout.
Yeah.
By both teams, but
yeah.
I mean, that's to me, that's the Hagens. The Hagens goes in, and those two guys just Mikey Eyssimont may not play ever again.
Yeah, they can thumb wrestle on the 9th floor.
Yeah,
Eyssimont
I think that's what happened. That's the spot Hagens takes.
Sure,
and you can shuffle people around, but he's the spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's the spot.
No doubt.
And Tanner Jeannot might be a spot too.
Tell you,
I
tweeted it out during the game. I have to get this off my chest. I've never seen a player in my lifetime, once he possesses the puck, just feel like he's out there by himself. Like there's nobody else trying to get the puck away from him. He thinks he can just like stride around and like go for a fucking spin. Like, dude, there's other people out here trying to strip you of the puck, and he thinks he has all the time in the world. And he's consistently closed on and stripped of the puck, or somebody will deflect it, or his pass goes awry because he thinks he has more time than he does. It's amazing to me that he doesn't think he hasn't been able at this point in his career to judge the speed of players in the NHL.
Yeah, and it's very true. Go ahead, Connor.
His anxiety level is probably at the same as the guy who checks his plane ticket the day he goes to the airport.
Right, that guy. I mean, fuck that guy. Yeah. But I always say this in high school basketball when I'm coaching. I say this all the time. Expect to be guarded. Like you get the ball, expect to be guided.
Yeah.
Don't stand there and be like and be flimsy and just stand there like you're just out in the playground by yourself.
Right.
Like, expect to be guided. Expect someone to be up to your ass in like 1 second. And
Yeah. Here's a quote that I was told. I played a little bit of hockey, little bit of street hockey, ball hockey, whatever you want to call it. That someone said to me, and it's absolutely true. You have more time than you think, but not as much time as you want.
Yes.
When you have the puck.
Very, very true.
And that's a lesson to live by.
And I think the power play for the Bruins right now should heed that advice.
Yes.
Because they have more time than they think with the puck, but less time than they want. And sometimes they're zipping the puck around with no real purpose. Yeah. And that's how it just feels like anxious. Like everything's just kind of anxious. Like settle it down. Someone settle it down. Create some space for someone, and let's get a puck toward the net. And I think that's part of the problem with the power play right now. Yeah. Severed Soul, what an embarrassing power play, pitiful. The Sweet Homes are a detriment to this hockey team right now. It's the Severed Soul.
We got to ask this of Odyssey right now. Odysseys is a Swede. Are you ready to denounce your fellow countrymen? Are you ready to denounce the Swede Homes, or are you sticking up for them? Are you sticking up for your fellow Swedes?
Yeah,
we need to know where you come down on this.
Yeah,
he's got some comments coming up that might tell you how he feels.
Okay, great. A little foreshadowing.
Michigan Mike can't score on power play when you're a C-level passing team. Let the fourth line run the power play. Pasta needs a game or two rest. Yeah, I mean. That would probably be good 3 weeks ago, but right now, I don't know if
it's all hands on deck right now. I mean, Pasta probably needs rest. I think a bunch of guys probably could use a couple of days, but they're going to have a bunch of back-to-backs here. They are they're in it. They're going to need all hands on deck, and they're going to need him to be good. They're not just skating around. They're going to need him to be good and producing and effective. So, we'll see what happens there, but They can't afford to give anybody, especially their best player, a rest at this point in time.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to. I think this team is trying to take what Sturm said about deserving to kind of make a run at it. I think they're trying to do it. I just think they're kind of hitting a wall.
Yeah,
and it's really difficult for them right now. But I think they really want to make the playoffs to prove that this group, was together enough and. Good enough to win. I just don't know if they have enough gas left in the tank to do it. And if they don't make the playoffs, then you really have to question why they didn't make a little bit more savvy moves in the trade deadline. But again, if in the offseason they make a few moves of significance or a couple of moves of significance, then you could say, okay, they had a plan in place even if they made the playoffs in the offseason. I just don't know if they can do it or are willing to do it to the extent that they might have to. I don't know. You need a trade partner. You need people who are going to give you what you want and take what you have. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Severed Soul, McAvoy is literally carrying this team. Odysseys, the Tooth Fairy making it all possible.
Maybe that's what was under his pillow. Some goals.
That was. I mean, he just looks like Jesus Christ. Looks like I don't know what he looks like. It's
so bad. Like they were running down like all the events that have happened to him. He's had like 5 events where he's gotten either hit or sticked or checked and evolving his face in the last couple of months.
Yeah. I almost feel like it came to a point where he said, fuck it. And it's kind of energized him a little bit.
Yeah.
Be like, he's kind of pissed off about it. Like, can you stop getting hit in the face all the time? So I'm going to go out and just play as hard as I can and be a balls to the wall.
Somebody said Angry McAvoy is a pretty good
player. A pretty good player. Angry McAvoy is a pretty good player. Odysseys, Elias washed in the second year of the contract, 5 more painful seasons. They have to find a mutual agreement and a buyer. The Lindholms equals Sweeney's demise, says Odyssey. So I think we're getting the answer.
Yeah, I think we're getting the answer. I think he's denouncing his fellow countrymen, which is as a Bruins fan, what you should do.
Right. Macaulay Martin, this might be a hot take, but has Zacha been our most consistent 200-foot contributor this season? You might make a case for that.
Yeah, maybe.
It might be a case that he's been the most consistent, possibly. Sure. I mean, it's not saying a lot.
Yeah. Look, you're not getting the same kind of production out of him that you're getting out of a guy like Pastrnak. But, if you want to talk about night in, night out, who's been there and shown up, you can make a case for Zacha. Absolutely. I still think Pasternak's probably been a better forward over the course of the season.
Yeah, I think so.
But 200-foot game.
Yeah.
I think Zacha's right up there. I think he's been one of your better forwards, no doubt.
Yeah, he has been, which is good for him, and I'm not sure how good for the Bruins when it comes to contract time. Pejman, Pasta pissing me the fuck off. Guy will not shoot even when he is walking in all along the top of the slot, and whenever he shoots, it's high glass or wide. Been an absolute trash since the break. I said this, he defers too much. Like, you get it. Yeah, look, you might make a pass here and there to set up a guy, but you have to be the top offensive weapon. You have to be. This is not the Morgan Geekie show. He's not a good enough hockey player to carry you. You are. So that's what needs to carry the Boston Bruins right now. And it's David Pastrnak, and he needs to shoot the puck more. It's just, it doesn't do as good for the team to have Morgan Geekie score 40 goals than it is for David Pastrnak to score 50 and be a threat on the ice every night. I just think that David Pastrnak has to be your best forward, every night. And if that's the case, then you might be in better shape. But if it's Morgan Geekie we're referring to, or Marat Husnadinov and all that stuff, those guys aren't as good. They're not as good. So more Pastrnak, please. Eileen comes in with $20. Drinks on me tonight, fellas.
Thanks, Eileen.
All right, Mick Ultras all around. Smitty watching his weight a little, watching his fucking girlish figure.
That is why I'm drinking these.
Yeah, just
trying to keep the calories down a little bit.
It's fucking bikini. It's Speedo season.
Yeah, it's Speedo season. I got a little bit of a gut thing happening here. I'm kind of trying to nip it in the bud.
Yeah,
it is. I'm going on a cruise in June. I gotta smarten up here a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm not quite sure of. Is it nip it in the butt or is it nip it in the bud?
I don't know. I said bud, I think
it's bud. Nip it in the bud. I don't know what the origin of that is.
No, I don't know.
Here's another quick thing that actually Eileen brought this up yesterday. We were talking. I gave out a movie quote out of nowhere.
Okay.
It was actually It was actually Jerry Maguire. Free Falling came on the radio.
Yeah.
I was like, you remember Jerry Maguire when he was trying to find a song and then he found, and she said, you know what? I don't think women quote movies as much as men. And I thought about it for a minute, and I thought about all, the women I know and the females I know. I don't ever remember someone like a female quoting movies. And there might be something to that. I never really thought of that.
Yeah, I think that's true. Because I do it all the time, and my wife hardly.
I feel like it's a guy thing.
Yeah, my wife hardly ever does it.
Yeah, and I feel like if I'm around a woman, I say a movie quote, they're like, "What's that from?" Oh yeah, I saw that, but I don't remember. Yeah, maybe it's part of the brain, or I don't know. Maybe it's the X chromosome over the Y chromosome.
I don't know. They don't come up with the right time to say it. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
that might be part of it.
I feel like I'm constantly walking around ready to quote a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Cinderblay. Swayman makes a stop and you go with Eyssimont first. Yeah, I guess. Swayman was excellent in the I mean, it's another game that Swayman kind of somewhat steals for you, especially in the shootout. Like the shootout in the first round. First round. First period, he was very good. In the first period of this game. Very good. That's Sway better kiss the fucking pipe, says Victoria.
Yeah.
You may. Severed soul, that's it. Extend OT to 10 minutes. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It was a goalie show. Yes, Victoria.
We need that to happen.
We do. Cinderblay. Literally not one of the Bruins shooters has tried a move of any kind so far. There was a lot of 5-hole tries.
Yeah,
a lot of just kind of
the goalies, and then they don't. They almost are like, this is what I'm doing before they get there. And I don't think that's the way to approach it.
No.
I think you should be head up, like seeing where there's a hole. And that's what you try to do.
I think so too.
Well, unless you are planning some kind of deke move, then, you do your move. But if you're just coming down to shoot, like, don't just automatically shoot. If they're like I don't know if it was Kastelic he had like a shorthanded chance in one of the times, and not in the shootout, but just came down and tried to shoot 5-hole, but the 5-hole was already closed. So it's just stuff like that where I would rather see a guy with his head up, trying to spot.
Sure. Bruins 1970 Minty, Georgii and Cuddy. Connor's celebrating. He is.
Yeah, he sure is.
As soon as that thing went in,
there was a lot of baby oil and tissues involved.
Yeah.
Connor's celebrations.
It was some sort of liquid. Fox guy. Connor just came.
Well, yeah. I was trying to beat around the bush about that.
I know, but let's just say what it is.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
Connor, yeah. I mean, let's roll through these.
Jason says Connor's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
So fresh and so clean. Andrew Pedro. Sturm about to end it with pasta. Checks his phone. It's a text from Connor. Sturm turns to Frazier. Minty, make it fresh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was. I mean, look, Minton.
Nice move.
There was some ebbs and flows, and there was a time there where he went a little dry, but largely he's been pretty good, and I think he'll at least be a decent player for a bit, and I just think you have to find kind of what his boundary is, how much he can do, what he can contribute, and can he be a 60-point guy, or is he a 40-point guy? Is he a defensive guy? Is he, can he play power play consistently? I mean, you have to find out those things.
Yeah. Can he handle more minutes? Can he handle more responsibility? Like this is the time to do it. When your first line center is struggling, this is the time to do it. Yeah. Give him a chance there and see if, he can maybe grow into that role a little bit. And then if you have a guy like Hagens or whatever, maybe you found or Letourneau, maybe you found your top two centers in Minton and Hagens or Minton and Letourneau, and you can push Elias Lindholm down to the 3C and not worry about that contract as much, and just have him do that thing and be a 40-point guy that wins faceoffs and you kills penalties and whatever. And because the other guys are still on ELCs or lower contracts, it doesn't matter as much, because those guys aren't costing you a lot of money. And then once you have to pay those guys, then I think it's time to have a really hard conversation. Well, not a hard conversation, but have a conversation about Elias Lindholm and moving him out of town.
But if you're paying money to Zacha and then Minton and then, guys, then you have to say, okay, we might have priced Elias out. Odyssey's huge win, breathing room, but I'm starting to doubt we can go all the way. The wear and tear is too tangible. Knees, groins, and broken backs. We desperately need a Hagens Poitras injection. I think Hagens might kickstart a little bit. He might. This is a tough week coming up. So got it, Devils and Canadians back to back on the road. Hopefully you can be wonderful to get, of course, it'd be great to get 4 points. Wonderful to get 3. Survival is 2. So you just have to, hopefully that comes about. If you happen to win these 2 and you beat Montreal, you could talk about jumping over Montreal.
Sure.
And you could talk about getting out of the wild card thing altogether. So
yeah, I mean, first thing you got to do is take care of business against Jersey on Monday, and then anything that happens against Montreal is gravy. Of course, you'd like to win it, and they're a rival and all that stuff. Close to you in the standings, but take care of that Jersey game, and then everything after that is gravy. Like I said.
Pejman, it's infuriating. Much worse when our best goal scorers, Geekie, are as cold as ice and Pasta passes up too many chances. Second line has saved our ass so much. Victoria, Zach Case, I feel that Korpi will play Monday and they will choke them Sway on Tuesday against Montreal, and it'll be a gutsy fight to win. Yeah, that's the other thing. Korpi's got to win his games. That's not a guarantee. I'm not sure what you have there, especially on the road.
Yeah, you got Korpi probably Monday, like she said, and then it will be Sway on Tuesday.
Yeah,
and then you ride Sway again until there's another back-to-back.
Yeah, go ahead, Connor.
If all these other teams behind you in the standings keep winning and keep the pressure, Do you think that they actually go to Korpisalo on Monday, or will they go Swayman since they have days in between each game?
I think they'll still go Korpisalo on Monday because Swayman, they would rather have Swayman against Montreal on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, I think you want Swayman in Montreal Tuesday. I absolutely do.
To be fair, I'm saying you continue to play him every other game until you have a back-to-back like you guys have previously said.
Well, that is a back-to-back, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday.
Duh. I can't read a calendar, apparently.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, that's why you play Corp.
I mean,
Monday.
Tuesday comes after Monday. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Back-to-back.
Yeah. Yeah, so Corpy is a big part of this. I mean, he still is. I don't think he should play as much, but when he does, he got to put a good effort in there. Hugh Frazier, I hate Swayman, but God bless him. He won the game for us today. He did, and he's won a few of these for sure. Jonesy says if the shootout kept going, Sweeney and Neely were gonna have to shoot. I don't know if you want Sweeney shooting, but Neely could probably still pick a corner.
Yeah, he could probably pick a corner.
He probably could. Gordoff, Chris Kelly was putting on his skates just in case. I love that someone scored. I think it was McAvoy scored the game tying goal, and you saw the bench where Kelly is like fist bumping the trainer, like the equipment guy. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Kels, you had a big hand in that. Jonesy, does the $5 beer cart hit the ninth floor? Asking for $5 beers. Are they Mick Ultras? Are they watered down?
I don't know. I have no idea. I heard it's only one. There's only one option that you get on a $5 beer cart, and it moves. The section where it's sold moves.
It's like a moving target.
I think they don't really want you to know where it is.
They don't want to know.
Yeah, I think
he runs away from guys.
They keep it fucking random, and they don't want to tell you. So it moves.
Conrad.
Another thing about Chris Kelly having to lace him up. When Morgan Geekie, right before the shootout, was retaping his blade of his stick, I was watching Marco Sturm on the broadcast stare right at him, like licking his chops like he's a fucking T-bone.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't wait to just hop over the boards and play that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Kels.
I think Kels, maybe not Jay Leach, but I think Kels is. I think they're going to bring in at least another assistant for Sturm. That's more of a Sturm type of guy philosophy. Yeah. I think so. I really do. Pejman, the only flying Elias does is on the team plane. DKJ Barry, how much does Sturm hate the Joker to keep Peeke in the lineup? Yeah,
you wonder after Peake's performance today whether Joker gets back in Monday against Jersey. I think he does.
I think he does. Michigan Mike, sip tonight is Weller 12-year.
Nice.
I think Jonesy said he was having Manhattans tonight at 4:30 in the afternoon in Colorado.
Sip tonight.
Yeah. Sebastian Varney, I'm not sure Matt knows this, but Alex Steves has been extended for 2 years at just under 1.7. And he was an even plus minus today. Yes, Sebastian, thanks for the info. Excited to see what he brings to the table next year.
Yeah.
Hockey talk. Chikrin and McAvoy would have fed families for a generation.
Yeah.
Bruins fumbled. Yeah. I mean, that to me, it just seems like a good pair.
It does.
But you'll never know. Go ahead, Connor.
If any of the commenters want to know what the secret sauce is to get the percentage higher of your comment being on screen, you got to fluff Fraser mitten or you got to give a poke about Alex Steves to Maddie. Those are the rules.
Yeah.
Or tell us what your sips are. Those things we usually get on. Or if you compliment me, because I'll just star that shit right away. And Connor can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Maybe Jerry Jingle says maybe remove some of Elias's teeth. It worked for McAvoy.
There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah. Somebody just butt end them in practice.
Yeah. I could see Lindholm. I don't know. Maybe it's just me seeing things, but I could see Lindholm playing a little harder, like trying a little harder today.
Yeah,
like,
I think
could
so.
see it.
Yeah.
But one, it still wasn't really good enough. Two, why the fuck you playing harder now? Like, why does Sturm have to come out and say you need to be better, and then now you're going to try to be better? That is what irritates me. Like, why do you need that?
Yeah. I think guys sometimes need a reset or a kick in the pants. It's, you get into a rut during the long season. I think, yeah, you shouldn't need it. Like the guys who are consistently good all the time don't need it, but the guys who are, in the middle or below the middle, they kind of need it from time to time. Like Jake DeBrusk was a pretty good player, but he needed a kick in the ass every once in a while, and he was, a 25, 30 goal scorer. So some guys just fucking need a kick in the pants once in a while and say, hey, how come you stopped skating? Like, why aren't you any good right now? Yeah. Some guys still just need that. They need a coach to be a little harder on them to get the most out of them. You wish everybody was, maniacally driven to succeed and gave their 100% all the time, but that's unrealistic, I think. There's just not a lot of guys who have that kind of drive to be the best. Sidney Crosby's up there, like Marchand.
No, that's what separates a lot of those guys.
Sure. That's what makes that's what makes guys superstars versus
almost a maniacal individual,
a regular guy in the league. Tom Brady was crazy, crazy about his workouts and ball placement and all that shit.
Football over his family.
Yeah, I mean, like there's there's only a certain types of people who can do that thing, and then there's everyone else, and everyone else I think could use a kick in the ass from time to time.
Yeah, for sure. And Sturm has been good with our young guys, Nutty, Minty, Lohrei. Bring Higgins to Boston, fuck sending him to Mooj. Here's a good point by Zach. Like, we've talked about how past coaches and the organization probably haven't been great to young players. Mm-hmm. And maybe Sturm is finally the guy that's better for young players. That's a sneaky kind of thing that maybe people aren't really talking about right now. They probably will 2 weeks from now because that's how it goes. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you now, I think it's a sneaky good thing and a good sign when some of these young guys like Minton and Husnudinov are playing well. And I think it's a good sign for when Higgins comes here that he'll coach him hockey and coach him the right way.
Yeah, very good point by Zach to suggest that, because he has been, and those guys have kind of exceeded expectations a little bit here under Sturm, some of the young guys.
Yes.
And Lohrai's kind of turned his season around a little bit. You're getting much more than you thought, Minton and Husnudinov and some of these guys. So the development under Sturm and the young guys is a trend in the right direction for sure from where Boston's been previously.
Yeah, not something that you really have seen out there about his effect on them. Go ahead, Connor.
I'm going to say that I was today years old when I realized that Zach's profile picture on YouTube is his fucking feet. So shout out to you, Zach, for that today.
Nice, Zach.
Zach's selling feet pictures on fucking OnlyFans. Is that what we got, Zach?
Whatever. Hey, that's
the only way to pay for Nessun Plus these days.
Yeah, I know. Christ.
Jesus.
How many feet pictures you have to get to Nessun Plus?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to 3 up, 3 down.
Okay, you want me to do the downs first?
Yeah, do the downs first, sure.
Downs first, let's do it. All right, number 3, we got Andrew Peeke. He was a -2. Green, Swayman on goal number 1. I think he'll be out of the lineup, and I think he'll be replaced by Yoki Haru on Monday. Number 2, Tanner Jeannot and his, hold on to the puck for as long as he can. That's a guy that was -2 also. Not really any hits. I didn't think he showed up in the game. And this was a game, that everybody was kind of touting as a playoff game. Like, this is a Capitals team that's behind you. Like, if they lose, they're probably out of it. Like, they're desperate. You haven't won a road game in forever. You should be going in there and trying to set a tone. And I don't think Jeannot did that. Like, I didn't think he was particularly physical. Maybe he's fucking battling something too, but you need that guy to be a physical presence, because if he's not doing those things, then he's useless out there.
Yeah.
Not chipping in offensively. He's terrible with the puck on his stick. So you have to hit, you have to fight, you have to set a tone, and he's not doing those things right now, and he's taking up space otherwise.
Yeah, it's funny. The fourth line was kind of a positive in the beginning of the year and through the middle of the year. I feel like you need to kind of make some moves with that in the offseason. And Neely even said that he needs more piss and vinegar. Like, I think they're targeting we're going to change up that fourth line next year. I think.
I can't wait until they those are the guys that they go after first in free agency.
First, because they got to shore that thing up, because it's not the offense. It's not the top two lines who have been up and down and inconsistent and whatever. The second line has been good, but the top line, you can't figure that thing out. Pastrnak has the lowest goal total he's had in years, and you can't figure that thing out. But we're gonna adjust the fourth line.
Yeah, sure that thing up. What do you got, Connor?
You didn't do your number one down, correct?
I have not done it yet.
Is it a player?
It is.
Okay, so I'm going to take the producer Connor chair and trump you on that player, and I'm going to give the number one down to the commenter, Forrest G, 1743, who had a nice choice of words today in the comments. So you can go fuck yourself, Mr. Forrest. For one of our sponsors is involved with autism, and two, Maddie's a special education teacher. So if you don't like it and you're not smart enough to use some words not like that, eat my ass.
I'm just happy that Forrest has increased our watch hours today. That's all I'm looking for. That's all.
Forrest, is he smart or is he
Forrest?
Run, Forrest. All right. And number one is Elias Lindholm, because he was bad.
He's just been bad.
He's been bad. He wasn't bad. He wasn't good today. And there you go. So, Forrest and Elias Lindholm, number one.
A couple sips before we continue on. Fox Guy has sip of the day, Second Fiddle Double IPA. Nice choice. And poor Victoria drinking ginger ale in emergency because her entire family has a stomach bug. We had it, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. Not great. Stay away from that thing, Victoria. Wasn't good. Was not good.
Yeah,
is all I'm gonna say.
I got a little TMI on that thing. I'm gonna
keep it. I'm gonna keep it off air. Go to the off air. Spend $5 a month and learn what I have.
How do you tell you all about his bowel movements?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Both ends. All right, 3 up. Fraser Minton, number 3. So fresh is good, clean.
Clean.
Gets the win. And you know what? I think I'm gonna wear my Fraser Minton shirt on Monday's show. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's time. I think I'm coming around on Fraser. I'm still tepid. I'm still
matching minties. I could wear mine.
I wore it today. I've been wishing this one today into existence.
Connor was ready. Connor got the trifecta of happiness. He was covered in a warm blanket today. He was like, what was it? Weed and Fraser Minton scoring a goal. What was the other thing?
Pizza, pot, and a Fraser Minton goal.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Number 2 is Jeremy Swayman.
That's right.
Another solid effort, especially in the shootout, was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his buddy, the Posts, were really good. And he gets the dub. And then Charlie McAvoy, number 1, 2 goals. Really seems to be kind of turning it on, especially offensively. A little, not only more active, but in a more productive way. Not picking his spots at the right times and being more assertive and not all over the place and getting pucks in the net a little bit more. That tip was excellent. He's just playing better offensively in a more consistent, efficient way. Yeah. And that's been really good for them.
They need it.
They do. All right, look ahead to March 16th, Monday night at the New Jersey Devils. What do you
have? It's a road game, and Korpisalo's in there. I'm going to say I think they're still going to struggle to score. We'll go 4-2 Devils.
4-2 Devils. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1 Bruins.
Back-to-back road wins.
Back-to-back road wins, and then heading into the Montreal game is a big one. And I'm kind of hoping that they win Monday. I always hope they win. I'm hoping that they win Monday, so that Tuesday game is just
huge.
It's just one of those really good Bruins Montreal big time games.
I hope so.
It hasn't been that way for a long time.
Yeah, we need some of that. And we need the rivalry to kind of ramp up there. We need that to be a heated game.
We need that thing. I really hope they play well, Montreal in the playoffs, but either Buffalo or Montreal, like an old Adams division rival. Like I want that thing if they do make the playoffs.
Yeah, give me 7 of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Win or lose, just give me 7 of those.
Give me 7 of those.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Unless you want to give me a Bruins sweep, I'll take that too.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, sweeping the Montreal, sweeping Buffalo. See that I'd almost bet on. Like, it's kind of one of those things that could happen. Like Buffalo's hasn't been there in a long time.
Yeah.
This is kind of a mid to late season like run that they never have this kind of success. Then they get into the playoffs and all the kind of pressures on them because now the fans are back in it. They're in it. Like, they're much better. And then, Bruins are coming in like no one expects them to be there. And it's one of those years. Remember 92 or 93 when Buffalo swept Boston?
Yes.
I think they were President's Trophy winners that year. Adam Oates' year. I don't think Neely was there, but Joey Juneau and Oates, and they got swept.
Yes.
By the Buffalo Sabres. I feel that thing coming on. I do.
I mean, that would be something. Yeah. I mean, Buffalo would have all the pressure, and it might just be like they exhale because they haven't made it in so long. It's like, I have to be there. Like, we did it. We made the playoffs. Right. Well, no, you're one of the best teams in the league. Now you made the playoffs. You got to go on a run.
And all of a sudden they lose game 1 at home, and it's like, oh boy,
could be one of those things. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe wishful thinking too. Yeah. Hey, thanks everyone for joining again. Monday night we'll get after it after the New Jersey Devils. Bruins win tonight in the shootout 3-2, go to 80 points on the air, and securely in a wild card spot. We'll see everybody Monday night. Until then, as always, go on.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.